Hello and welcome to Only Connect the semi-finals. And this is the concluding semi-final. What a night, ladies and gentlemen, and what a day it's been. Coverage began at 7 a.m. when the teams were filmed showering and breakfasting before boarding their respective team buses. But those are just my private cameras. The teams know nothing about it. And those teams are, on my right, George Caulfield, a junior doctor who has set up a wine-tasting society with his school chemistry teacher. Joey Goldman, a keen runner who's planning a recipe book which combines Middle Eastern flatbreads with medieval philosophy. And their captain, Hugh Binney, a chemistry graduate who won the Japanese final of the Brain World Cup. Joined by the Dots, they are the Dicers. So you beat the Bird Watchers in your quarter-final. What are your strengths as a team? What are you hoping will come up tonight?
I think the more books, the better for us. Maybe more questions about the Bristol stool charts?
I never want to hear the word Bristol stool chart again. Never again. You are facing tonight, on my left, Lindsay McBrien, a business analyst who won a set of Chinese checkers in a head-banging contest at a church school dance. Ailsa Watson, a native of Inverness who had a tooth removed by a European Cup-winning footballer. And their captain, Dave McBrien, a maths graduate who fenced for Ireland and was once cheered on by Henry Kelly. All graduates of Scotland's ancient universities, they are the ancient alumni. You beat the Brews in your quarter-final. What are your strengths as a team?
I think it's probably fair to say that collectively the breadth of our knowledge is greater than the depths.
Well, let's find out by playing a very difficult semi-final game. Dicers, you won the toss and you've chosen to go first, so please choose an Egyptian hieroglyph.
Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus will be the first question of the game. These are picture clues. Something connects them. What is it? Your time starts now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next.
That's...
Next, please.
Devil's Shin? What's he in front of? Devil's Ankle. Satan Ankle.
Next, please.
What's that? Is that there? Six sense. Six sense.
Double, triple,
There we go.
2 seconds.
wrestling moves.
I suppose they could all be wrestling moves, but not in this case. Alumni, would you like to go for a bonus? You don't see it?
Yeah, I don't think we've got it, no.
I thought someone might get this at clue 4. You said the more books, the better. These are Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, the Six Napoleons.
The Six Napoleons, more recently seen in the BBC's adaptation of Sherlock with busts of Thatcher, but Six Napoleons in the original. The cardboard box, the adventure of the cardboard box. In the box, a pair of human ears packed in salt. I mean, you wouldn't put it down after that, would you? You'd read on. The adventure of the solitary cyclist and the adventure of the devil's foot. They're all Sherlock Holmes stories from the original Conan Doyle. Good luck with your own question. Which is it to be?
2 reads, please.
2 reads. OK. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Muradai is a scientific name of an animal. It's actually a surname. It's a mouse. Let's look up what animal is Muradai.
Next, please.
Yeah, okay, it's a tomcat. Tomcat. Oh, is it Holmes? I don't know.
I mean, next. Next.
Characters.
Yes, yeah. Beatrix Potter characters and the scientific names for the animals that are their surnames.
It is the taxonomy of Beatrix Potter characters.
Tom Kitten, not Tom Cat. Yeah.
Kitten of the family Felidae, Peter Rabbit of the Leporidae, Jemima Puddle Duck, of course, and who's that first one?
Johnny Fieldmouse?
It's Johnny Town Mouse, a mouse from the family Muridae. Dicers, what would you like?
Lion, please.
Lion. OK. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Capital letters.
That's true. Next, please.
Are these... I think it's always
Stars. Next, please.
Oh, these
Oh, these are...
China. How do I say it? It's like Monday's child is something, Tuesday's child.
It's just days of the week then?
Yeah.
For the whereabouts.
Yeah. It's just like characteristics.
Are these characteristics associated with children born on different days of the week?
Oh, as in Monday's child is fair-faced, Tuesday's child is sluggish, cold and gloomy.
Well, expressed differently.
Good guess, and it would make a good question, but not this question. Let's have a look at the fourth clue. Alumni, you've got the chance for bonus point.
It's...
No, that's too long.
Yeah, I think we've seen it now.
You're very much in the right area, so that's good, close quizzing, because it is to do with expressing things differently, and it is certain words.
Yeah,
sluggish,
mercurial,
cold and
Mars.
gloomy. Saturnine, mercurial, jovial, martial. It's temperance, as if they were influenced by planets. The planets Saturn, Mercury, Jupiter or Jove, and Mars. Alumni, what would you like?
We'll take the water, please.
Water, OK. Great. It's the music question. I can hear your delight. What do these clues have in common? Here's the first.
As long as you're not right track, we're not going to go specifically over it. We'll take next. Next, please.
I know, but I don't know what it's from.
Next. Next. Happy birthday to you. Is this song something specific? Next. No. They haven't all been covered by the Water Boys.
They have not. Dices, do you know?
No, I don't think we do.
I love this question. Can we play clue 3 again for a little bit longer?
Happy birthday to you.
But to who?
Happy birthday, dear Eugenie. Happy birthday to you.
The beautiful voice of Prince Andrew there, singing to his daughter Eugenie, and he comes in quickly with the name in case anybody mispronounces it. They are all sung by princes. Prince himself singing Purple Rain at the end, the Prince from Snow White at clue 2, and the first one, the aria from Borodin's Prince Igor, all sung by princes. So no points there, but Dices, you may choose a question.
We'll take the Horned Viper, please.
The Horned Viper. OK, what is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Is it 4th century BC?
Next question. Next clue, please.
Oh, God.
Next.
It's 46. It's just 246. Could be 246. 246 BC is not unreasonable. I mean, 2.4.
No, 2. Let's see.
And we'll take an old.
Next, please. 24/7 or 247.
24/7 or 247 is absolutely right. You were talking about 246 there.
Very unfortunate.
4 over 94 would come out as 2 over 47. There are 2.47 acres in a hectare, and Hannibal was born in 247 BC. Various ways of expressing the numbers 247. Don't worry, we'll edit round it. Alumni, back to you.
Twisted Tracks, please.
Twisted Flax for you, ancient alumni. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Okay, so means it's like language. Turkish. Next. Is that Welsh? We're going to need another, aren't we? Mm-hmm. Next.
It's Turkish like Dutch courage. No, I didn't say very loudly, it's fine.
Yes, so this is the meaning, Turkish delight, presumably Zevka's Turkish is Turkish for delight, and Dutch courage and Danish pastry, it's the first word is in those languages.
That's absolutely right. If you translate the second word into the language above, you get a phrase. So delight in Turkish, Turkish delight, Dutch courage, Danish pastry, and the fourth clue, baiser, the French for kiss. Well calculated. That means at the end of round 1, the Dices have 1 point, the ancient alumni have 3. Sequences now, what comes forth in a sequence, and Dices, you'll be going first again. Which question would you like?
We'll take the Eye of Horus, please.
OK, first in a sequence coming up now.
So who's the... Don't know. Theodore as well. Don't know.
Next, please.
Oh. No. What? I'm thinking it might be to do with the films, rather. So it's car crash? So it's the biggest car crash in films, Blues Brothers 2.
Next, please. Blade Runner is based on...
Everybody dreams... Do you dream of Electric Sheep?
What's it based on?
Everybody...
No, I mean the city. Is it based on Los Angeles? Is it something else? Is it...
So it's something set in New York, then.
Yeah.
So Fast and what's set in New York?
Largest Manhattan.
We chose Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Very well done. I thought this was probably the hardest question in the game. What's going on?
These are the 4 largest cities in America in increasing size and films that are set in them.
That's exactly right. Where is Rushmore set?
Houston?
Houston, Texas. The Blues Brothers.
Chicago.
Blade Runner.
LA.
That's right. So we needed a film set in the largest city, which would be New York. Very well done.
I have a friend who went to the school that Rushmore was set at who got shot, but not in Texas. They got shot in London.
Well, that's a happy story for the semi-final, isn't it? Are they all right?
Yeah, they moved back to Texas to be safe from guns.
Ancient alumni, what would you like?
We'll take 2 reads, please.
2 reads. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Okay, so which island is that?
That's South Island of New Zealand.
No, it's not South Island. South is up, so turn upside down, and I think we need another.
Yeah.
Next. Yeah. Oh, right. So it's the same island turned in 4 directions.
But it's not.
It can't be that simple.
Well, it's just moved up a bit.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
Next, we need another.
Next. Next.
You can't go next.
Oh, sorry, sequence.
1 second. Next.
Okay, so next will be the same shape with north and with N and an arrow
Not
pointing
it, I'm afraid. Not it. Dices, do you know?
Is it a W pointing to the left?
It is not. Why do you think that would be?
I thought this might be an island surrounded by different seas.
I see. This is an island. It is the Isle of Man, from which you can see all 4 of the home nations. We're looking at S for Scotland, E for England, W for Wales, and if you look the other way, Northern Ireland, NI. Yes, if you were in the right sort of place on the Isle of Man, for example, on the top of the mountain Snaefell on a clear day, you could look around you and see all the home nations. And what's the most distant thing visible from Snaefell on a clear day?
I would imagine the sun.
The sun is the right answer. Very well done. Dicers, what would you like?
Lion, please.
Lion. OK, what would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
It's connecting dots. It's our favourite.
Next, please.
Are they constellations of some variety? H. These letters are A, B, C, D, E. They're coming. So these just ways you go from on the keyboard. So A, B, C, D, E, F. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, W, X, Y, Z. Yeah. Okay. Where do we start?
We start at W.
You sure?
Yeah. W, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a dot on W, then sort of going down, then up to the right of the W, and then down to the left of the first dot.
Oh, thank goodness. That's the right answer. Very well done, and thank you, because this has been explained to me 87 times. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know how to adjust. Just, you explain to the people at home what's happening here, and I'll have a little snooze.
So this is the alphabet song, and you're sort of typing it out on a keyboard.
That's right, but you're not typing it on a keyboard, are you? You're sort of swiping it. The question to show me this, you could keep your finger on W and just go and it sort of writes W to Z. It's like sort of witchcraft. I mean, he's got a weird keyboard. It's not like a typewriter. You move your finger about and the letters just come if you do it in that shape. This is how young people communicate. You get the points anyway. Quickly on to the next question. Alumni, I'm delighted to say that question is finished. What would you like?
Water, please.
Water. OK. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Okay, triple alliance, or the Grand Alliance, I think that was. I'm not sure. It's a weird one. Next, please.
needs to be
triple.
sequence.
That's the triple concerto, actually. It's quadruple lines, triple concerto. So something single.
Double something single.
Yeah, I don't think it's the double lines. I think it must be the quadruple lines.
Right,
So we're
okay,
looking
so
for anything single.
Single
Beyonce
cream.
single,
Single cream.
How do you describe single cream?
Okay, a song by Destiny's Child or something. Single.
It's
Yeah,
Beyonce.
okay. Yeah, so a Beyonce song about ladies.
I was hoping you'd offer me an unblended malt whiskey, but I'll take a Beyonce song. What's happening in this sequence?
It's the quadruple alliance, the triple concerto,
Double denim.
double denim, and single malt.
Anything single.
Single ladies.
Very well done. Very well done. Back to you, Dicers, for a question.
Horn Viper, please.
The Horned Viper. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please.
Sorry, Josh. Yeah, propane, butane, ethane, methane. No, propane, butane. Going up. Pentane, hexane, hex.
Hex.
Is the right answer. George, were you trying to stop him coming in for another
Yeah,
clue?
I would have been tempted to go maybe for 5, but maybe not in the semi-final.
What is the sequence?
These are chemical prefixes for alkanes or alkenes, or just hydrocarbon chains in general.
Exactly, and we're going up in order of the number of carbon atoms. So they're hydrocarbons, propane, butane, pentane and hexane. And how many carbon atoms in hexane?
6.
Exactly, 3, 4, 5, 6 are the number of atoms. Very well done. Of course, you're chemists, aren't you?
Just him. Oh, he is.
Well, he's the one who got it.
That's true. You were trying to hold the chemist back and go for it at one clue. One question remains for you, alumni. It's the Twisted Facts. Well, what good news. Just when you thought the hell was nearly over, it's a music sequence. What will come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
People say motorway like Tom Robinson band. Now, he presents sounds of the 70s, does he sounds of the 80s, sounds of the 90s? Sounds... No, we don't have the sounds of the 90s yet. No, let's go next, please. What was the one by Man from Man?
2, 4, 6, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Next.
1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me that you love me more. Sleepless, long nights. That's what my youth was for. Oh, teenage hopes.
So would it be
6, 7, 8 by steps, just for a song with numbers in it.
It's got to be more complex than that, but okay. 5, 6, 7, 8 by steps.
As you say, it's got to be more complicated than that. I'm afraid that doesn't make a sequence. Dicers, do you know?
A song in which they count down 3, 2, 1. Is that what we wanted to say?
I'm afraid not. Why would that be?
We're not really sure. We just saw a lot of numbers. And
If it was a song where they counted down 3, 2, that would be the right answer. But the 1 is a problem. I think I said that early one was the nastiest question in the game, and it could be this one. Right. What if we were to add up the numbers in 2, 4, 6, 8 motorway? We'd get 20.
15, 10,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4
Yes.
makes 10, so we need something where the numbers add up to 5. And the easiest thing would be a song that just had 5 in it. For example, 5 Little Monkeys. Does anybody know 5 Little Monkeys jumping on the bed?
Unfortunately
I do not know that.
What about 5 Years, David Bowie?
No.
Well, it'll have to be 5 Green Bottles then. But perhaps we'll do it Rex Harrison style. Let's talk through 5 Green Bottles for a bit. 5 green bottles
Hanging on
a wall. 5 green bottles hanging on a wall. But if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'd be 4 green bottles hanging on a wall. Did you say 3? My word, it's no wonder you didn't get that sequence. Still, valiant stuff. And I thought that was a rather beautiful poem. A haunting moment, as if there weren't enough in this semi-final already.
Shatner-esque.
That means, at the end of round 2, the Ancient alumni have 6 points, the Dicers have 9. And the grisly match continues with a pair of horrible semi-final connecting walls. Ancient alumni have the dubious pleasure of going first. Please choose lion or water.
Lion, please.
Lion, you have 2.5 minutes to solve that wall, starting now.
They've got hipster.
Well, there's things for just parties, basically. Bash, yeah, let's cycle those.
So, I'm just looking at Briss, because that could be Hilary Briss from League of Gentlemen, or it could be like Briss. I don't know if it, but McQueen.
Steve could be the film director or the actor.
This could also be anyone from Hollyoaks, like any of them, the Queen family.
There's something with first letters changed. There's Gorges, changed to Borges. I don't know what Gorges is.
Chinnery, Briss, that Mr. Chinnery, these are hair lip, something else from, these are all League of Gentlemen characters.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I don't know if it's McQueen or Kudo.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
Oh, Les McQueen, that's
Nice.
right. Okay. Are these body parts?
Chin,
hand,
chest, brilliant.
Brilliant.
Hip.
Hip and chest.
Is there anything else? Okay, so what was the last group before we've got time? Porgy, Gorges, Republican, Crichton. Because none of these can be body parts, can they?
No.
No, right, so we think it's these four,
Yeah.
but we won't press it yet. Republic, Crichton. Oh, hang on, are these just works of Plato?
Yes. Hipster? Oh no, it's they've got yes, no,
Yeah.
hipster's the thing.
No, not hipster, yeah, the
Yeah,
others. I think
yeah.
they could all be Plato
Yeah.
works.
But two of them
Do you wanna go for it?
They're certainly all works of yeah, that could be a Socratic dialogue of some form,
Okay.
which would have been written by Plato. If not, I'm not that good. They'll be better on this than me. But
You've solved the wall. And some very good quizzing from you there, Lindsay. Very good wall work. Tell me about the connections. What about the first group, Rave, Beano, Bash, Symposium?
these are just parties or gatherings.
Exactly so. And what about the next group, Chinnery, Lip, Briss, McQueen?
They're all characters in the League of Gentlemen.
Absolutely right. You spotted Hilary Briss, the butcher, purveyor of special under-the-counter goods early on. Very well done. And the next group, handsome hipster Shindig Chesterfield.
They all begin with parts of the body.
They do. Hand, hip, shin, chest. And the last group, gorgeous or gorgeous and so on.
Well, I think Symposium must have been a red herring for this, so I think these are works of Plato.
They're works of Plato. So that is all the connections. It's the maximum of 10 points. Very well done. Let's bring in their opponents now and give them the water wall. See how they get on with solving it. You have got 2.5 minutes, Dicers, starting now.
So Mozart symphonies, Linz, Paris, Prague, Hafner.
There's
Jupiter and Jupiter. So try all of
So
those.
these were
Yeah.
Yeah, Paris.
Okay, good.
Yes,
Priam,
so
Cassandra, maybe.
Paris again. So these are
Yeah.
Yes. Hector goes
3
with,
lives, plenty of time.
So
Badger and Browbeat.
Oh, careful. So
Yes,
they're also Wind of the Willows people, right? Badger, Ratty, Mole, Hound, or is that just a very... so what's the connection between these? I'm not saying. Sorry.
They'd like to
all the
bully.
same thing, yeah. And Badger would presumably be the other one. So
Yes.
what is that?
So these sea rats, Portly, Ratty and Mole.
Do any of those mean to browbeat as well?
Ear. No.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
This looks like a sort of wordy one because sea rat both capitalised.
It's got art in it. Yeah, you kind of go to art.
Are they, yeah.
Mole is a source. It's a measurement.
Portly just doesn't look anything like anything else here.
No, it means round, large.
Portly could mean left to the left side.
Definitely not anagrams, definitely not homophones for things.
Portly, ratty,
Mole,
mole.
Ratty and Mole are Wind of the Willows characters.
Can I say Badger?
Yeah.
You solved the wall. Very well done. So tell me about the connections. Hafner, Prague, Jupiter, Linz.
These are Mozart symphonies.
They are Mozart symphonies, or nicknames for Mozart symphonies. And the green group, Priam, Aeneas, Paris, Cassandra.
They're all Trojan people.
They're all Trojans, exactly so. And the next group, Browbeat, Hector, Badger, Hound.
They're all synonyms for Harry.
Exactly so. Nice to give another word as a synonym. Well done. And the last group, Sea Rat, Portly, Ratty, Mole.
These are
or
all
Mole.
characters from The Wind in the Willows.
They are from The Wind in the Willows. Yeah, Sea Rat, apparently, I didn't remember him, a vagabond seafarer.
Very nice.
Aren't we all? So that is all 4 groups and all 4 connections. And the bonus, that's the maximum of 10 points. Very well done. Let's have a look at the overall scores. The Ancient Alumni have 16 points. The Dicers have 19. So pretty close quizzing to see who goes into the final. It will be decided in the Missing Vowels round. Fingers on buzzers, teams. The first group are all countries and their national animal. Dices.
Trying to add giant panda.
Correct. Dices.
South Africa and Springbok.
Correct. Dices.
Indonesia and Komodo dragon.
Yes, it is. Dices.
Nepal and cow.
Correct. Next category. They're all from Denmark. Alumni?
Carlsberg.
Correct. Dices.
QI.
QI is not from Denmark.
No.
Alumni?
Sorry.
It's the band Aqua. Too late, the band Aqua. Next clue. Alumni.
Sandy Oxford.
Correct. Alumni.
Lego.
Correct. Next category. They're all musicians who share or shared a birthday. Alumni.
Elvis Presley and David Bowie.
Correct. Alumni?
Annie Lennox and Shane McGowan.
Yes. Alumni?
Brian Adams and Ryan Adams.
Yes, it is. Don't know this one.
Craig and Charlie Reid.
Of course.
Too late to tell me that one. It's the Proclaimers. Craig and Charlie Reid share a birthday as twins, of course. But looking at the final scores, the Dicers finish with 22, the Ancient Alumni with 22. It's a tie-break for that place in the final. Tie-break rules, it is one clue only and captains only. I won't give you a connection. If you buzz in with the right answer, you're automatically through to the final. If you buzz in with the wrong answer, the other team is automatically through to the final. So buzz with care. Fingers on buzzers, captains. Here is your tie-break clue. Dicers.
You win some, you lose some.
You're in the final. Very well done. Brilliant quizzing, you are through to the final. Alumni, I'm so sorry. Of course, it couldn't have been closer. Some brilliant quizzing for you. But of course, you're not going home. You'll be back next week in our all-important third place playoff. Yes, the third place playoff is back after a couple of years hiatus. I've missed it. I'm not sure being third best at whatever skill set this show requires qualifies you for much, apart from the job of question editor of Only Connect. And they'll prize that out of the cold, dead hands of Mr. Whaley Cohen and his mysterious Texan associate, David McGahey. There's darkness there. Goodbye.